Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. We live? Oh shit! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gilly the Guru alongside of Coach G.
Coach G.
We are 2/4 of the Guru's Press Box podcast. This is our first podcast. Thanks for joining in. And man, George, we've been talking about this podcast for the past couple weeks, months.
I don't know, man. I feel like we've been talking about this for like 2 or 3 years. Like we've been shooting around like coaching the Guru or whatever we had. And, you know, we got, Fish and our boy Micah. And we ended up coming up with the Guru's Press Box, and finally getting it going. You know what I mean? Like I'm always on the road, always have my earphones on, always bumping something. And it seems like in these last 5 to 10 years, been listening to a lot of podcasts, man. So just finally, this is something that I had a feeling that we would eventually be doing, man, stepping into. So hell yeah, man. Looking forward to being with my boys, spin some shit on some sports.
Yeah, I honestly felt the same for a long time. I mean, for one, like, when me and you used to work together, all we used to do was talk about sports.
Yeah,
everything was just pretty much sports. Or you yell from across the room, "Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this game?" Yeah. No, you fucking crazy. Like shit like that. I mean, this is how it's always been.
That's what I would always say. I was like, man, once freaking Gilly left, man, we had to like we were at freaking Google. There was always a baseball game, or there was always a Dodger game or an A's game on your laptop. Us always just kind of getting into it, whatever day it was, whatever time it was, there was always something sports on your Apple, so.
Yeah, that's what it is with me. Like I'm just sports 24/7, and I don't even watch TV. It's just ESPN or nothing for me. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I know for you too, you got a lot going on too with your travel ball coaching and whatnot. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, it kind of takes over my life. We had a trip. We had a trip with my uncle. We were supposed to go this weekend, and we had to kind of postpone it because my daughter softball started, and then little G Smooth had orientation for San Jose State. So just something always popping up. So as much as we're trying to be in Mexico and Hawaii doing those balling trips, there's always something coming up. Always a softball game, or always a tournament, baseball tournament. Always something coming up. So yeah, that's always kind of nice to look forward to when you have kids. No doubt.
Fortunately, I can't wait till that day when, I have a soon to be 3-year-old when he gets older, when he gets to 5 and 6 or whatnot, to seeing him play. I mean, it's going to be awesome for me.
Yeah, man. You'll know what time it is, man. Because like when we sent little G out there, man, he was 3 years old, just barely turned 4. And one of our second practices, man, that kid was just having a rough time. And Coach Smoke, one of our coaches we end up knowing pretty good, a family friend, he was just like, dude, he's having a bad day. Just send him home, bring him home tomorrow, and brought him home the next day. The rest is history, man. The kid loved playing baseball, So, yeah, no, family full of sports, always growing up, walking to the Wilcox football game, always playing basketball, always playing flag football on the streets, whatever it was, just always competing. So that's why it's kind of even fun as a coach. It's like I can't play no more, but you can always compete, with the other teams, getting your kids, on the other level, competing with the umpires. A lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good memories with that shit, so.
Yeah, that's super dope. And like I said, man, when JJ gets so old, I can't wait for it, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can be one of those crazy dads.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Hell yeah.
So one thing over here at the Guru's Press Box, we do have a huge love for the game of football, basketball, and especially baseball as well too. So on this show, we'll be giving you some crazy takes, crazy predictions, a lot of fucking humorous jokes and whatnot. But this past weekend, actually,
Wildcard weekend, right?
Wildcard weekend.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and start off with your Philadelphia Eagles. What would you think how they look?
Man, a W's a W. With Jalen obviously just kind of having an up and down year, and then with him getting the concussion, just happy to get the W, man. I know that defense is kind of one of their better defense that they had with getting some rookies and some other guys stepping it up after their first and second years. They're relying on their defense and smash mouth with running the ball with Saquon. You know, I knew Jalen was going to kind of have a rough day, but, man, the way I look at it is the Packers are good, man. Packers are a good team. They made some noise last year in the playoffs, beat some good teams. They took it all the way to, I think, the 49ers, right? Is that who they almost beat?
Yeah, they was knocking them out.
And then that ball bounced double doink in his hands, just the luck that the 49ers get. But yeah, man, a W's a W. You know, it's hard to win a playoff game. It's hard to win every week. You know, so just getting ready for a good little run. You know, I feel like with Saquon back there and with a good line, they should be able to make some noise, man. I mean, what would you think when you seen the game?
As I was watching, I was thinking, is it the game plan to really run Saquon 25 times for, a buck plus what he ran for? Or is it going to take more from Jalen passing with his arm? I think he only finished with like 131 yesterday. Was that it?
Yeah, and that's like his usual type game.
Yeah, I haven't really tuned into a lot of Eagles games, but for me, just thinking like, okay, for next week, I believe he has to perform better than what he did, because I just feel like there's gonna be some time where teams are gonna say, you know what, screw it, let's throw 8 in this box and let's fucking just focus on Saquon,
right? Yeah,
and let's make Hurts win. You know what I mean? So I just feel like they have the team to do it. Yeah, Jalen could do it. We all seen it.
Well, I mean, with the luxury with these guys is, you got Schmitty, you got AJ Brown, you got Goddard, you got good guys to throw it to, and so I think that's what a lot of the frustration is with the Eagles fans is, this guy figuring it out, and we all seen it. We all seen it the year where they went to the Super Bowl and he was, that one fumble away from, winning a ring. So it's in there, and just kind of the way I always thought about it is, there's so many people in this world, and there's probably like 5 guys that you could rely on to be like, yo, that's my franchise quarterback, and it's, so if there's no Jalen, then who else can you go with? I mean, the backups are cool. Kenny Pickett's cool. And, you got to see the guy McKee from Stanford. But Jalen's our dude. I mean, he's our guy. He's smooth up there. He might not say the shit that you want to hear, but if I'm in a locker room or if I'm in a huddle and I see a guy like that, just kind of calm and collective, that's the kind of player that I would want to roll with. So they got a good defense, man. They got a cornerback, Mitchell. They got Cooper DeJean, two rookie guys that are just shutting down wide receivers. And I feel good about it. I think if they could just get to that Detroit game, you never know. And then obviously just, got to beat who you got to beat in the AFC. But it's just, I think they got a good shot, man. I'm not really mad at how the game went.
I totally agree with everything you just said. Another thing like blew up a lot today and also last night too was AJ Brown's 1 reception for 10 yards. Is that really a concern, or that's just something that's just been all year long as well too? I mean, because he's had games where calling for the ball or he only has a couple catches here and there. It seems like it's just an ongoing thing, like between him and Jalen. I mean, I don't know. It's probably not intentional. But that's just how it is this year for them.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a gift and a curse, man, because like I feel like a couple years ago, I'd feel like he would just intentionally feed AJ because that's the homie. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let me get him his 100. Because there was a time I think AJ got like 600-yard games in a row, broke a record. It was just real easy to him. I just think just defense are playing him different. And, he's just trying to spread the ball around, and then obviously too, I mean, this guys has different coordinators every year. And, with dude leaving Dallas, they're already talking about taking the OC from Philly already. So it's just, when you got that kind of team that's just always winning, You know what I mean? You're going to be losing coordinators left and right, and you got to just be able to adapt. That's just kind of the way football is. You gotta get ready for, the next defense that's coming your way. So just like I said, though, man, I mean, dude was reading a book during halftime, and it's that how wide receivers are, man. I would love a TO on my team, and that's what kind of guy he is, man. That guy's a savage, and I think he's just busting his quarterback's balls. That's his boy. His kid is his godfather. They're godfathers of each kid, and I think he's just giving his boy a hard time. But at the end of the day, just like kind of Saquon said when he slid, when he could have had an 80-yarder, yo, man, I'm not really worried about these yards. I'm trying to get these W's and stack these W's. So, yeah, man, it's just it just comes with the territory, man. You got a high-profile wide receiver that wants to win and wants the ball, and sometimes you might not get it, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to get that W. So just make it to next week.
I agree with that. I think you just gotta stay professional. I mean,
yeah,
everybody doesn't have the game they always want.
Yeah.
And whatnot, but when I did see that, I did laugh though. I said it's just one of their ongoing circus little things that they got going. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he says he always reads that book. You know what I mean?
He said, Mulatto's like he's had that book every day, every week he's had this book on the sidelines. But it's funny because you can see like the wide receiver. I don't know if it was Dotson or one of the fourth, fifth guys. He was looking at him like, man, this guy's crazy.
What's funny? I actually read online today that book is actually the number one seller on Amazon right now. It went from like 500,000 to like number one within like 10 hours. Like,
man, that's them Philly fans, man. They're crazy. Anything Philly is gonna go. That's crazy, man. That's funny.
Let me ask you, like, being a long time Philly fan, like, you guys always had these pieces, right? I think you guys always had the quarterbacks. You guys always had the receivers. You guys had the line. Do you think Saquon is that final piece you guys needed?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the time they won the Super Bowl, I always felt nervous that year, when they had Foles, because I seen McNabb 4 years in a row. They were hot, man. Those guys were always going to the NFC Championship game. They're always doing something. They're always on top of the division. And I was always like kind of too confident. But, kind of like the year that Foles got hot, in my mind, I would just watch. It's going to take one of these years where, their starting quarterback goes out and the backup goes in and goes on a roll. And why not? Have the best game against Brady in the Super Bowl, and just something about this year kind of feels like that. And I feel like Saquon just might be that dude. Just good teammate. It's Saquon Barkley, man. The guy's behind a good line, a Pro Bowl line. I was just thinking about like the time if he had the opportunity to beat that record, man. Just how each lineman would have been just, legendary. Just through the town. Just watching Mike Evans beat Jerry Rice's record the night before and watching here in Tampa Bay go crazy. Just could have just imagined just the town, of Philadelphia, how though they take everything. I was there when Trey Turner, when they did that standing ovation, and it was kind of like half of the fans were like, yeah, let's give it kind of like a fuck it standing ovation, and the other half were all like all the females, and they were pumping up Trey Turner, trying to get him pumped up, and the loyals, but end up getting Trey going, you know what I mean? And it just Philly faithful, man. They're just a fan base that only seen 2 championships in however many years, and sitting Saquon to go get that ring was a no-brainer to everybody, so I think he could be that guy. There's still Patty, and there's Lamar, and there's the guy from the Bills, Allen, and still everybody from the NFC. But it's just like when you look at this team, all the names are there, and it just Jalen could be that leader. That'd be pretty damn sweet, man. That'd be pretty damn sweet. I think they got a good shot.
I personally think that he's that one piece they've been missing. Look, if you look at all their past running backs compared to Saquon, there is no comparison. You can't compare. No disrespect to him, but you can't compare Swift to to Saquon. You know what I mean? It's totally two different running styles. And for that Philly offense, you need that downhill runner like Saquon is. Like, he can run any type of scheme. He could do it. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what they needed. All right, man. Moving forward, you just mentioned them. So the Baltimore Ravens took it to the Steelers yesterday, 28-14. It didn't really seem like a really close game at all. Lamar kind of had his Jalen Hurts performance. He had he was 16 for 21 for 175. But then King Henry had that Saquon type game, 25 carries from 186 and 2 touchdowns. How do you think going forward? The same thing, is Lamar gonna have to ball out more, or is Henry the key to that offense as well?
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. To me, Lamar looked good. You know what I mean? That whole team looked powerful. The way they look is like, to me, that might even be my Super Bowl pick right there. You know, I know they kind of are not the best team in the playoffs, but with D. Henry and the defense just being known for what they do, what Lamar, you said 176, and Jalen had what, 120? 130. So Jalen's 40 yards away. To me, I thought Lamar, I think he was off the hook. You know, I thought it was just kind of like, pick your poison. Let me just beat you with anything. To me, it wasn't even a close game, you know? So, nah, man, I mean, he's looking like the MVP again, because he was MVP last year, right? Yeah. So, no, honestly, I think it's their year. You know, I mean, that's why I even also think this is like, you got to roll with Jalen, going back to that. Because before, you know, Lamar was not the pocket passer. He was the runner. Now he's able to sling it, and he's feeling comfortable, and, you know, and he's still young. I just think these quarterbacks got to see some defenses, and you got to give them some time. But no, they look dominating. You know, who do they got next? Oh, it's the Bills. My gosh, that's next week already. So, yeah, it's gonna get real. You know what I mean? And with the Bills and the Broncos, you know, that was kind of lopsided too. You know, so they're gonna go heads up. But I feel like the Ravens are gonna be more battle tested. And with Harbaugh, man, that guy's just a good coach. You know, I remember he was the special teams guy at Philly. And it just seems like a couple years ago, I want to say they said like 15, 20 years ago, he was over there with Andy Reid, you know, and that was just with that all-star staff. But damn, two old Eagles, right? McDermott was an old Eagle. I think, what was he, a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, one of those. Defensive coordinator. And then Harbaugh, man, that's gonna be a good game. But yeah, no, they just look dominating, man. Just if it could be Baltimore, you know, versus Philly in the championship, you know what I mean? That would be a freaking nice little matchup right there. You know, it'd be just some slugfest, because, that Philly game, they were hitting. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah. Those dudes were fucking putting on hacks. I mean, first play, when he hit that dude and that ball fumbled, man, I swear I got dizzy, going crazy, jumping on the house, man. And there's no way the referee was not going to give them the ball. You know, because, you know, Philly would have turned that shit out. Yeah, no, that would have been a riot for sure. But yeah, no, man, Ravens, Lamar, man, they're looking smooth. They're looking smooth, and D. Henry is just looking like that dude also, man, you know. Yeah. You know what kind of caught me off guard was actually on Saturday with the Chargers. The Chargers and Texans. Did I catch you by surprise by the Texans beating them? You know what? I kind of like, you know what? I called good old Micah, and I was like, you know, I think I got hoodwinked, you know, because everyone's rooting for Herbert. You know what I mean? You're just waiting for him to get going. And then I like Harbaugh too, you know. But like, there was a couple games where I was watching dude from the Texans and watching their wide receivers, watching their defense. I'm loving their coach. I was like, dude, these dudes are going to make some noise in the future. Like they got a little core, and even, oh boy, quarterback coming out of college, like I knew he was going to be the dude compared to Carolina guy, right? Because Carolina guy was the guy. Yeah. Bryce Young was the number one. Was the number one, right? Heisman winner. But I feel like this guy was what, Ohio State, right? Ohio State, yeah. Yeah, and fuck, man. I just knew he was gonna be the dude, and he had a good freshman year last year. You know, I mean, and this year, you know, they're gonna come at him with some different shit, and got a W in the playoffs. Second year. I don't remember what he did last year, but you know, that was smooth. You know what I mean? That's after thinking about it, I was like, man, I probably should have went Texans on my pick. You know what I mean? Texans at home, and you know, that guy's a leader and that guy's a winner, man. I'm liking that dude.
Yeah, I was totally caught by surprise. I thought the Chargers were going to run through him. Yeah. Honestly, I did. I like you said, I root for Herbert. He's fucking great talent, but I just don't think he's set up with the receiver core yet. He really doesn't have no receiver core. Once they traded off Keenan Allen, I think that was a big blow to their offense. Yeah. They traded him over to Chicago, and he really has nobody. Yeah. I mean, I think one of his receivers tops the league in drop passes. I mean, it's just not.
Well, they hit a diamond in the. I mean, they knew that guy was going to be good. The McConkey kid, right? Was he a Georgia, Alabama kid?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but I mean, if you even think about it, this is his first year with the team where they're kind of ahead of schedule. You know, the Chargers. You know what I mean? With
Harbaugh taking the reign now.
Because I mean, they probably don't have the running back they want. They probably, you know.
I mean, they're always. I mean, I think it's just a Charger thing where they're always just rattled with injuries and running back. I mean, none of their running backs since LaDainian Tomlinson stayed healthy. I mean,
like good old Keenan Allen. Where did he go?
He went to the Bears.
Did he get hurt there at all? Because he was always hurt.
Yeah, he was always hurt. But now I think he had like a little heel problem at the beginning of the year, but that was just about it. Yeah. But I mean, Herbert yesterday going 14 for 32 for 242 and 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions.
4 interceptions? 4 interceptions. Did they say that he had 4 interceptions all year?
I believe it was.
I think they said something like that. But man, that's insane, man. Yeah. I mean, he was just throwing it right too. No, they were clinking off. A couple of them were off the wide receiver's hands.
Yeah, that's some of the interceptions went through other receivers' hands. McConkey had a game though. 9 receptions for 197.
and he had 14 completions. So 9 of them were to one
to his rookie receiver.
Fuck, man.
And one.
So who got? I mean, just thinking fantasy football, whoever got McConkey, they got him as a player price. You know.
Yeah, I think Lil G.
Yeah, he's always getting those dudes, man. But you know, but you know, I mean, shit. All throughout the leagues, I mean, I didn't know nothing about dude, and he's a little baller.
Nah, I mean, he just did come out of nowhere. I think you had to really be definitely one of your sleepers for sure. For sure. With CJ Stroud yesterday going 22 for 33, 282 and 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They relied on the running game as well too. Joe Mixon went 25 for 106 and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
It seemed like a formula. All the winning teams had over 100 yards rushing in these games.
I feel like it's been like, I don't know if it's like the trend this year, but like, hate bringing up fantasy football, but like you didn't have that. I mean, other than Chase, I guess, like that just dominating wide receiver that just always went off, you know, like I feel like it was a running back season, you know what I mean? Kind of went back to, you know, hey, let's get back to picking running backs, you know? I mean, I don't get it. You know, I mean, if you got that running back, you know, let's pound the rock until you feel like they're stopping you, you know, and then you get into your play action, open up the pass game. That's kind of like the formula, you know what I mean? So if that's what got you there, that's what you guys need to be doing. But, you know, I mean, especially when you get towards this part of the, you know, the playoffs, everybody has a dude toting the rock, you know. We got winner of this game, this Rams and Vikings, and it's 27-3, you know, Rams, you know, and I'm already thinking they got Aaron Jones, and then the Rams, who's their guy? Williams, right?
Yeah, Williams.
The 2 dudes, man, and they did a poll on WIP and who they want to play, and it was like 70% Rams, and I was kind of all for that, but I just fuck Puka. You know, that guy's a fucking man-child. You know, I mean, as much as the defense of Philadelphia is doing well and they're shutting guys down, but now you got to go. It's either Jefferson and their other guy, Madison. Is that who it is?
No, actually, Madison actually is on the Raiders now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, who's their other guy that would go off for? I feel like they had another dude that would go off in their wide receiving core besides Jefferson. You know, but
no. Sorry about that. Addison.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to be doing that a lot, be saying the wrong names. Yeah, and I'm going to be drawing blanks and shit. Yeah. You know, so if I have that 420 moment, you know, it's just puff, puff, pass. You know, so, yeah, man, because just keep giving the guys the rock, man. Keep giving the guys the rock and establish the run game, and then that just opens up the pass, you know. So, yeah, you know.
Do you think C.J. Stroud could do it this year with that team, or do you think?
Shit, who do they got next?
They got Kansas City.
Damn, they got Kansas City.
Only reason why I'm asking because
I think it's gonna be a good game.
I mean, because he lost his 2 top receivers. He lost Tank Dell and he lost Diggs, so he's just running off of Nico Collins right now. Nico Collins and Joe Mixon.
Damn, that's gonna be rough. We were watching that game live when they seen that guy's knee.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they kept showing it and showing it.
That's pretty nasty when they fucking show that shit.
Dude, I broke my arm when I was a kid, so I'm always just like, dude, tell me when the replay's over. I'm not trying to see that shit. Fucking, yeah, man. It's going to be a good game. You know, it's hard to go against Patty. It's like kind of like the old rule. Until he lets me down, you know, it's hard to go against him. But it's just Andy Reid, Patty Mahomes. They don't have their best team, but they're 15-1 right now. You know, so
that's the crazy part. Like,
yeah,
and everybody's healthy now. So I mean, they had 2 bye weeks because they didn't play in the last season game, and they just had a bye week this week. I mean, so to me, this is a whole other topic, but I think they're just gelling together. And we'll talk about it later.
And that's one thing that Andy Reid and Kansas City always have. I mean, at least Andy Reid when he was with Philly, and I think it even carried on obviously to Kansas City is. His record after a bye was always like just high level, like 10-2, you know, like 900%, you know.
Yeah.
So now you said he had 2 byes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Carson Wentz behind the center last couple games. So, and it's hard to bet against these guys, man. But I think it's going to be a close game. But it seems like the teams. As they get closer to third and fourth quarter, you'll see the pass interferences. You'll see kind of like the buckling plays where kind of like where you get to that old coaches talk where the only team that can beat us is ourselves. And you go ahead and just give the game away to those guys, you know. So, yeah.
You know, over the weekend, there was one stupid bet that I did. I bet Micah $25.
Yeah.
That the Denver Broncos were going to beat the Buffalo Bills. Now, I had a feeling that Bo Nix was going to do good. I said, you know what? He's a young gun, and it seems like he's just a type that doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? He just goes out there, throws the ball, just throws it around.
Yep.
Their first drive, they look fucking dynamite.
All the way down.
All the way down. He threw it to the Palo Alto kid, Troy Franklin, for a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, you know what? This might be good.
Yeah.
After that, complete fucking disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, Bills just literally just took over and beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
You know, it was same thing with them too. Cook, 23 carries, 120, 1 touchdown.
That's the theme, right? Like most of the dudes had over 100 yards.
All four winners that won over this weekend had all 100-yard rushers.
Damn.
I mean that is the formula. That's ever since I played football. That's the formula. You run the rock, you win.
And you know what's the crazy thing is too is that Kansas City is not going to have a guy that goes over 100 yards.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Hunt is going to go for 49 yards.
Yeah.
Pacheco's going to do his normal 70 yards.
Yeah.
But for some reason, those fuckers just keep on winning.
Keep on winning.
And that just goes back to the coaching and the quarterback. I mean, those two just gel so well together. I mean, it's not really those two. I mean, even when everywhere that Andy goes, he usually has an offense that's fucking potent. I mean,
well, I think he just finally got his dream quarterback. I always told I don't know who I told. Maybe I just would tell myself. Patty Mahomes is like Donovan McNabb and Alex Smith had a baby. And you get Patty, you Kermit, you get Patty Mahomes, and yeah, man. I mean, shit, Andy was there so close so many times, with McNabb, and then having Alex Smith, kind of do his thing, and then now he just found a dude, and yeah, just hard to bet against those guys, man. I mean, shit, three-peat? Would it be a three-peat this year?
It would be the first ever three-peat in the National Football League.
That's never happened before?
Never happened before. That'll be the first
So
time.
then it's not happening. Yeah, this got to be the year.
You don't think it's going to happen?
Nah, I don't think so,
To be
man.
honest with you, I want to see it happen.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean,
because it brings you back to growing up, because it was always three-peat, right? Like it was Jordan doing it, Kobe doing it, right?
Kobe
yeah,
and Shaq
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. And then you have the Patrick Mahomes doing it. Like,
Yeah.
that just be fucking
Yeah.
nuts. You know what I mean? And I mean, for me being a Raider fan, but most of all, I'm just a fan of football.
Yeah.
So I would just like to be alive to just see it happen.
See that happen, right? Yeah.
Honestly, you're never gonna see it again.
No.
It's hard to win one Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's
These
insane.
guys are going back to back to
yeah.
back. I mean, they have all the weapons in the world to do it. They have the defense to do it. And I was actually texting Lil G. I said, the Chiefs, when they come to the playoffs, their defense is like the fucking Ravens defense of the 2000s, early 2000s. I mean, for some reason they just turn into this mode where they're just good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just weird. I mean,
so kids growing up, that's all they've been seeing, huh? It's just Patty. Like they just seen
they seen
Brady,
end of Brady,
right?
End of Brady, and then they seen Patty just taking over.
That's why you gotta love Brady, because he beat Patty.
He did.
He beat him.
He did.
So it's like, yo, you could get as many as you want.
Yeah, it's kind of like
I beat you 1-0.
You beat little brother, and then here's the torch now. Here, go fucking do what you got to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
And they beat him bad too. It wasn't no close game in that Super Bowl. Like Patty was running.
Well,
for
he
his life.
showed you how to beat them.
Yeah, pressure.
Yeah,
pressure.
Yeah.
Put pressure on them, you win. And that's when they spent X amount of money on the offensive line now.
Oh man, this is gonna be a good year, man.
Yeah,
some good football coming up.
Yeah, these next couple of weeks will be dynamite. But back to this Buffalo Bills. So Josh Allen, 20 for 26, 272 with 2 touchdowns. He only had 6 incomplete passes.
Damn, 270. So he was just marching downfield.
272. So 272 plus you had Cook running for $120.
Damn.
I just telling you they just had their way. And that's what I was telling you. The game was a complete disaster. It was 7-10, so close, like almost halftime. It was that score. Then after that, it just turned into an annihilation. And
jeez,
I Venmo'd Micah his money. I said, "Here, take it." And that's when he put in the group chat, "Gilly, ha ha ha." You got me, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was. I just had a feeling, but I guess that feeling was just totally wrong. You know what is a crazy stat that I seen today? Jalen Hurts. He actually had one pass from under center, and it wasn't a play action. They said that was the first pass ever from under center that was never a play action in his past 5 years.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he don't go under center. Like he did it for like 2-3 games because that's the play action. Right? That's the play action.
Yes.
And it was like, I'll show you I can do it, and then let's get back to the pistol.
So yesterday, his first 3-step drop pass with no play action.
Yeah.
First time ever in 5 years.
Fucking A, man.
I thought that was I didn't think that was real. Then I did more research, and sure enough it was real. I said, dude, that's just nuts. I mean,
yeah, no, it's a scary thing, man. It's just something that's constantly being talked about over there, and it's like he's gotta be the guy. You know what I mean? I mean, he just looks like the dude. I'm rooting for the guy, man. As much as it's frustrating, we've seen it. Super Bowl year, man. He was right there. Unless he's just a tonto and he just, he's just gonna get in his way. He's just kind of biting a little bit more than he can chew. But it's just like, But yeah, that's a crazy stat.
Yeah,
that's fucking insane.
I was really like, wow, like.
I mean, just imagine that offense with him behind, under the center.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I always said, I mean, did you notice the Ravens did it, and who did it? Fucking somebody else did it. And I always said, this is what Saquon should be doing, is when we do the tush push. It shouldn't be Jalen Hurts getting the ball. It should be Saquon getting the ball and him getting those touchdowns at the one.
Yeah.
He had 10 more touchdowns at the one, and Jalen had him.
Yeah.
And then you're saving Jalen from getting hurt.
From the shoulder,
yeah, they're throwing him around
yeah,
and riding the wave and stuff like that. And then you see the Ravens, Mark Andrews is right there. And it was just 4 yards. 4 yards. 4 yards.
Well, that's what actually the Packers were doing that yesterday, weren't they?
Packers did it. Yeah, Packers.
They put their tight end in motion and right.
Yeah, they would have it like they'd be like what was the name? Quarterback would be in shotgun. And then dude would come run right behind center and fucking tush push it over. And everyone would just like, oh shit, get down. You know, and yeah. You know?
I think that's kind of smart because they actually had a shotgun, like you said, and spread formation. So everybody's not there at that line. So it's a pretty.
And then did you see when Philly did the tush push and he throws it? Yep. He throws it deep to AJ, and AJ just lets it drop. He just let it drop. I love it.
But was he really open on that? No,
I mean, it was over, you know. But it's just, you know, if he's one-on-one with a guy, which I think he probably was, you know.
I think he had a step on the corner, but there was a safety right there as well too. It wouldn't have been a touchdown, but it would have been a super dope play if they would have completed that.
Yeah.
You know, something else is pretty interesting too. Nick Sirianni, 51 for 23 as an Eagles head coach.
Yeah.
Number one winning percentage among active coaches, and the third highest winning percentage in Super Bowl era.
Yeah.
Is he the real deal for you guys? Or?
Well, they're saying his job's on the line right now, you know. So, and it's kind of up in the air, you know. I mean, this is the way I kind of always looked at it, and it's I don't know if it aged well, you know, but I always kind of looked at it like when the Warriors had Mark Jackson, you know, like, do you think the Warriors would have been a dynasty with Mark Jackson still? Like, do you think they would have ended up figuring it out, or do you think Kerr was that guy?
It's kind of hard to really predict because that was Mark Jackson's team.
It was his team.
Right? So,
you know,
so he gelled them together, and here comes Kerr.
And now they're going to play defense.
Yeah, now they're going to play defense. So that's what I'm saying. We never would have knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's what it looks like. They made the decision, and that decision changed their franchise.
Yeah.
You know, so the way I'm looking at it, just kind of you going back, is Saquon the final piece? Well, like, if these guys are the Warriors, is this dude Mark Jackson? You know, and who's Steve Kerr? Like, you're going to fire this guy. Well, who's going to be the guy that's going to come and be the Steve Kerr? And in my mind, it would have just been the fucking, the sweater guy from the Patriots, right? Yeah. Belichick. Yeah. So, like, if it's either you fire him for Belichick. If not, I don't want nobody else. Because I like the guy. You know, I mean, in the beginning, you know, when he's mugging the camera and he's fighting with fans, I liked it. And then I kind of got annoyed from it. But I like it again. You know what I mean? That's Philly. You know what I mean?
That's another thing, too. Do you think his Sirianni's, like, his antics with, you know, fans and, like, doing all that stuff takes away from, like, a stat like this? Because, I mean, a stat like that's fucking awesome.
It's insane.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So does that take away, like I said, those antics take away from those stats of his winning percentages and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to, like, sports, sometimes, like, the good old boys don't like that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, we don't roll like that. You know, but it's a different game now, you know, and if you look, all those Georgia boys and all those national championships guys that they're drafting, they like that kind of coaching, you know what I mean? And I feel like they're playing good for Sirianni. So as much as he is kind of a knucklehead and he be doing some stupid ass shit, I'm rolling with him. You know, I'm rolling with Sirianni. I think he could get these dudes over the hump. You know, I mean, he's not calling plays. You know, you got the defensive coordinator calling plays, and then you got the OC calling plays, and he's just kind of managing shit, you know, which, you know, guys like Tomlin's doing the same shit. But, you know, I like dude. You know, I think he's perfect for the city. And, fuck, man, one win away from him having a fucking statue up there, just like the other coach. I'm getting drawn a blank right now. Peterson.
Yeah.
You know, so
Doug Peterson.
you know, he was right there, man. Him and Jalen are right there. So like I said, there's only a couple guys in this world, you know, that you would be like, yo, I want him to be my quarterback, my franchise dude. And the rest of the dudes, you got to just kind of cross your fingers, you know. So I think we got our guys. We got our coach, you know. We got our quarterback, and we just got to rock with that, man, you know. So,
yeah, I feel the same way that you mentioned. Like, I think that's been the thing for this past years. Like, you want to fire a head coach, but who the hell are you going to get?
Yeah.
Who's really out there? I mean, same thing with like the Raiders right now. I mean, they're always searching for coaches, and it's a horrible thing to see. As being a Raider fan, it's like, when's it gonna end?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who is it really? Like, that's why I love Brady being there now. To be honest with you,
yeah,
because
no, for sure,
because he's gonna run shit that he knows how it's really supposed to be.
Yep.
You know, you're not gonna have some bozo in there no more, just hiring this dude. I mean, the whole Antonio Pierce thing, I think Mark Davis just wanted to make the players happy.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of seen it coming, right? Like he had to rehire him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had to rehire him. He give him a year, but I just think that's what it was. You know what? We have no quarterback this year. We have no running back this year. Let's make this guy a coach. Next year, clean house.
Clean house, yeah.
That's just what they had to do. And they already knew Brady was coming in. All he had to do was get approved to be 10% owner or whatever the percentage was that he ends up owning. But they knew once he gets approved, this whole staff is gone.
Yeah.
And I already knew that. I seen that from a mile away.
Right.
I mean, there's no other option. Like, we talk about on text, Brady doesn't want Pierce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Not at all.
Pierce beat him in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you don't fucking want that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I knew for sure that he was up and out of there.
So what's Raiders pick?
I think
the Raiders top 5.
I think the Raiders got I believe it's 5th.
5th?
I believe it's 5th pick right now.
So just not knowing who's coming out, like, what do you think they do? Do you think they wait on a QB, or do you think they go get a lineman? I think they should get Hunter. Go get Travis Hunter, have him be your whatever wide receiver cornerback, and then probably be shitty for another year, and then go basically try to get Archie.
I would love
Archie wants to go play for Brady.
Yeah. Archie wants to go play for Brady. I'm sure his Peyton and the whole family will want to go play for Brady as well too. But honestly, I don't know what the Raiders' moves will be. I thought of some crazy scenarios where, like, would they trade their first pick to go get a already kind of proven quarterback?
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, would that really make sense? But
they had the opportunity to get Penix, right?
They had from what I'm hearing, that Antonio Pierce wanted Jalen Daniels.
Oh, okay.
Because he used to coach with him over at Arizona State.
But he went top. He went fast.
He was pushing to go up there. He was pushing
to trade up, right?
To trade up to get him, and they shot him down. They said no.
Yeah.
No, this is my kid. This is what I want. And I don't know if it was the GM, but I'm hearing the people in the organization just said no.
So I wonder what they can go. What are they gonna do?
It's like what I was saying. Like, do you trade the pick and already get like a vet or kind of proven quarterback? But then again, if I'm Brady, I want longevity.
Yeah.
I want a young kid.
Yeah.
To come in here and
just, this is my team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's my team, and just keep on balling out. Then I don't know if do you go get that vet and have the rookie sit on the bench for a while? Because that's a new thing that's going around too. Like, is it too early to start your rookies?
Yeah, just let them chill.
But then you think about, okay, then what about Daniels then? Like, does that a quarterback for him like him? So
he's different. He's good.
Is he different, or is it just his offense? His offensive scheme, his coordinator. His coordinator is a college offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, that guy came from, he couldn't get that going with Kyler, right? Like, he had Kyler, he had whatever guys he had, which you had a decent running back. I think he's a little different. I don't know. I seen him all year, and I seen him twice, and it's gonna be tough in the East with that guy being there. Like
full capacity, because I believe in for next year the free agency. I think they will go get another receiver to match with Terry.
Yeah,
because in that division now you have to.
Yeah, they're gonna go get another because Scary Terry's good.
He is good.
And then they still got good old Zach Ertz, old Grandpa champion. He's a winner, but I feel like they got the dude from Bob Myers. Is he in the building? I feel like Bob Myers is in the building, dude. And he's like, they got the guy from the Seahawks. Who's the middle linebacker?
Oh, Wagner.
Like they just got dudes that are they're heading in the right direction, man. And I don't know, man. Him, CJ Stroud, I think, just we haven't even talked about Jaden Daniels. Like he won his first playoff game against Baker.
Yeah.
Against
Baker.
It's two teams from the East.
A proven team.
Moved on. I mean, and you see what Philly didn't want to see Tampa. They already lost to them this year and then got knocked out last year in the playoffs where it wasn't even close. But no, I think he's the real deal. I like that kid, Jaden Daniels, man. He would have been a game changer for Oakland.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like I'm a huge Cam Ward fan from Miami. I think the kid's dope.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people just don't like his way of playing, kind of nonchalant. I don't know if you ever seen him play like a lot, but he kind of just like a lot of D over here, kind of go over here. Like, and I think one of his last games, he actually took himself out of the game because I think he knew he was going pro.
Yeah.
So he just said, I got nothing else to prove.
Right. Yeah.
I was a Heisman finalist. Yep. I did my thing over here. I got the record for most touchdown passes in college history. Like, I think people just don't like the way he kind of acts. Yeah. Like, for instance, one of these games, he was sitting there in the pocket, moving his feet. He completely stopped moving his feet and just threw the ball. Like, and you kind of just watch it and you kind of like, at first you're like, fuck it. But then again, you think about it like, NFL teams see that shit and they're like, nah, man, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Even though the game's long gone.
What's his style? Is he like Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts?
He's a good
Lamar?
pocket passer. He's a good pocket passer, but he will take off if he needs to. Is he tall?
Because Lamar's kind of tall out of all of them, right? Like 6'2", 6'3", maybe?
Honestly, I don't know the height on Cam Ward. Maybe go ahead and look that up right now.
And he slings the ball too?
He has the arm.
Yeah, he has the arm.
Most touchdown passes in college history.
Yeah, G was at that heartbreaker at Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was dying. He thought he was going to charge that field and everything.
I told him. They're coming back. I think he hated texting me when he was they're coming back.
And I kind of knew it too. I was just like, it's right on track. And, college sports are so dope, man. It's, especially with my kid, getting that age and a lot of the kids that I coach getting that age, it's just tight seeing that level. And then even just ESPN and you having that access to watch these schools and shit. I was just talking to my boy from Vegas. His son made it to Pitt, so he's going to be pitching for Pitt. And it's all ESPN Plus. You know what I mean? You just go on ESPN Plus and be able to watch your kid from Vegas, on a big screen, and just not worrying about missing shit. You're fucking there watching that shit.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. I can't wait to those days where, God willing, JJ makes it, to college and whatnot and starts playing the sports and whatnot. Like, you're right. I'm just going to be that crazy dad that just, goes crazy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Can't wait to talk about my son on my podcast.
Yeah, yeah, you could be doing some shit at a Little League game and go home and be like, what the fuck was I doing? Man, I'm still learning. I'm fucking definitely still learning, man. But shit.
Right, switching over, you mentioned college. So we got national championship coming up. We got Notre Dame, Ohio State. I see Ohio State just running away with this game. I don't even think it's gonna be close. I'm just not a believer in Notre Dame. I mean, I know they got the top ranked pass defense or whatnot, and Penn State didn't even get a reception to a receiver all game long.
That's what happened, right?
Yeah, none of the receivers caught a pass. Like
I think it might just be a Notre Dame game because I was on I think I was betting the over on the quarterback and for Notre Dame. And I mean, it was like, 3rd and 10, and he'd step back and run, and I think it's just that kind of game. And then Penn State didn't even get one completion to a wide receiver. Damn.
I mean, that guy, the quarterback for Notre Dame, Riley Leonard, he had 15 for 24 for 90 yards.
Damn, and poor kid got that interception at the end. So that percentage of that being caught was so low, right?
At the end of the game, the quarterback of Penn State said, "I was trying to throw it away at the feet,
but
it got away from me."
Yeah.
Damn. How do you think he feels like knowing that? Like the throw he made was, like I said, he tried to make it all the way across. Like,
yeah.
That's just something you don't do, right?
Yeah.
It has to be just throw it out of bounds. Like, he knew nothing was there. The pressure was there, and he threw. It basically ruined his whole career trying to get the national championship because one mistake that he knows not to make, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just
man, it's just so hard to say, man, because I mean, Ohio State losing to Michigan, and it was like end of the world for them. I think these 4 years, senior class didn't beat them once. So they went through their whole school year, 4 years of not beating Michigan, and then they go to the playoffs and just smash every team. I don't know, man. I really like the coach from Notre Dame, man. I like his style. He just seems like a smooth cat. I wonder how he would do eventually in pro football if he ever made that jump. But shit pumped me up, man. I was watching College Game Day, and I think I even recorded and sent it to everybody where it was just College Game Days in the quad. It's a night game. The lights are on in the stadium. Your whole student body's in the quad, and then you're just walking through the quad to get to the stadium, following your coach. It's like, dude, if you're a fucking lineman or a running back, like, how are you not fucking jacked for that shit, man?
You have to.
I mean,
there ain't no way around it. You gotta
dude.
be jacked for that.
I mean, like, I even would talk to good old Pastor John over there at our facility. His son pitched for Oral Roberts University in the College World Series. And even just during that season a couple years ago, he was heading to Oklahoma or he was heading to Arkansas. And, I would just Google, Oklahoma Sooners baseball stadium. And you're just like, fuck, one of my kids that I coach is driving up to that fucking stadium in a bus. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, fuck, man. It's just unreal. You know what I mean? I'm just used to watching these dudes in the pros fucking balling out, but just seeing these guys' road to where they go to is just like, man, you wonder why they're legends when they get to that opportunity.
Nah, for sure. I think that's, my experience of going to college games, I feel it more than going to a pro game. Yeah. That's the atmosphere. I mean, the atmosphere was been around. One of my best friends played for Arizona State. Going to one of his games is just, and seeing all those crazy Arizona kids is going crazy. I mean, it's nuts there, bro.
Yeah,
it's completely nuts there. It's just like mayhem. You know what I mean? And especially going to the Coliseum, going to see a USC game over there. It's just nuts, dude. Like, and I just think, like, back in the day, I mean, I was younger, but imagine seeing Reggie Bush and Lindo White and Matt Leinart play live, like, dude, like that team was just immaculate. And,
it's like a dream team.
Yeah, it was. It was a dream team. You know what I mean? And like just getting to see them live in like that stadium and just like college atmosphere. I mean, there was probably no better experience, to be honest with you.
Nah, it's got to be like, I mean, even like they're in pro and they love that shit. Oh, yeah. I mean, even just like, I think G sent me a little video after the game. All the Georgia Bulldogs are all taking pictures. They all have their jerseys off with their coach. And, it's like, as much as, they're going to die for their football team, their heart is where they went to school at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where they were grinding,
Yeah. That's the thing with, all these pro athletes, they always big up their colleges they went to. Georgia, I mean, it's literally, you got to take pride in it. Once you go there, you're just embedded in that forever. You know what I mean? Like,
well, what a trip. The guy Herb Street, right? Freaking his youngest son committed to Michigan. Yeah. And I didn't know, but I guess Herb Street was a quarterback at Ohio State. Yeah. The kids all went there. And this guy was like, every time Ohio State lost, he'd cry and fucking... He decided to go to Michigan. Like, that's got to be some shit, dude. That's some wild ass shit. But it's like, damn, that's your son playing. I'm gonna go rock what he's rocking.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, man.
But so jumping back to the Ohio State, like I said, your prediction on that game?
I mean, it's got to be Ohio State.
Got to be Ohio
right?
State.
I mean, I wonder what the point spread is, but yeah, I'm thinking boat race.
Because I just don't see Ohio State not completing a pass to Jeremiah Smith. I mean, Jeremiah Smith's gonna. We seen what he did against Oregon. That receiver is just like they said. Some NFL executive said he's already pro ready.
Yeah,
he's ready to rock. You know what I mean? I just don't,
when they showed him like next to like T.O. or next to somebody else, like, dude, this guy
he's
this
just
as massive.
He's just as big as.
But did he go? He kind of got shut down last game, right? Who they play last? Ohio State had. Why am I drawing a blank here? Who they play? Who they just play right now? Texas.
Yeah, it was Texas.
Yeah. They kind of held them down, right?
So,
yeah.
Yeah, 1 catch, 3 yards.
1 catch, 3 yards. He was kind of like shut down for a minute.
Damn,
man.
1 catch for 3 yards.
Dude, if Notre Dame wins it, man, that'd be insane.
I mean, that was completely a dark horse, right?
Yeah. I mean, fuck, man. I mean,
or do you not call them the dark horse? I mean, what were they? They're 7th?
Yeah. And, they have that word. They don't have their own league, right? They have a shitty schedule, so they're not, getting tested. Fuck, man, I feel like I'm kind of rooting for them now. But see, so if Ohio State wins, it's going to be a boat race. If Notre Dame wins, it's going to be one of those
tempo games.
Clemson. No, it's going to be one of those Clemson versus Georgia 9-6 after halftime, Orange Bowl or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's why I said like a tempo game, because that's their style. I mean, their quarterback always doing those draws. They have a lot of carries. He has a lot of carries every game.
Yeah, they'll run the shit out of the ball.
I think he had 90 yards rushing.
He'll kill
and
timing.
90 yards passing.
I mean, did you see that play that he did on Georgia when he was about to punt? He was about to punt, and fucking the whole punting crew runs off the field, but the center stays there. So now Georgia's running off the field, and now the offense is running on the field.
Back on the
now,
field.
just think, if you're Georgia and you're just putting your helmet down, you're like, fuck, get back on the field, right?
Yeah.
And then he draws all sides, hot, and he draws all sides. So he's going to go coach, And that Ohio State dude, I think he might be the reason why I don't like Ohio State. It's just the way the coach looks.
He kind of does look like a dirt ball. He is a dirt ball.
Like his hair is extra black. Like it's all dyed out. Oh man!
But for some reason, I hate Ohio State. Sorry guys, I hate Ohio State. And
I'm watching games. I'm thinking, okay, you hate Ohio State. You hated Notre Dame. Who else? I hated Texas.
I hated Texas too.
Like
I told you before, I personally hate Texas because the whole Vince Young thing, how he beat USC.
Yeah.
That was just so dramatic to me. That was like that.
I think during that time I was rooting for Vince Young.
Were you?
Yeah, I was rooting for USC.
It
was just like a one-man army.
It really was. Actually, didn't he have Jamal Charles as a running back?
I mean, he might have, but he didn't have, like you just told me. Remember, you said their linebackers was Clay Matthews and
Brian Cushing. Clay Matthews, Brian Cushing.
Just imagine, bro. Hey, we're having a party. We're having a party after the game, and the whole defense is there and the offense, right?
Yeah, it's
loving it.
Yeah, but like I said, man, I think Ohio State was gonna run off with this one.
Yeah.
I think it's good. To me, I'm going on at least 35-17.
35-17, yeah. I'm thinking 28-10. 28-10, 28-13.
Yeah, I just don't see Notre Dame doing it. I mean, hopefully they prove me wrong, and it's a great game. But it's just, I just don't believe they could stop it.
I got to give it up though to the college. It was a good little playoffs.
It was.
I was pumped up.
It was.
I was pumped up every time, every game that was on. I was down to watch it. I'm glad they expanded it to however many teams they did. But yeah, I mean, I kind of wish Cam was in there. Somehow he made it.
Yeah,
and
that would have been really cool to see.
And
Cam
Alabama, as much as they got their ass kicked by Michigan, see Michigan in there.
Well, it's kind of crazy now because now you think back to X amount of years back where all these other teams are saying, "Oh, we should be in it. We could have won.
Yeah.
We could have did this. We could have." And to us, we're like, you're not even top 4. Like, what are you guys talking about? But now we're seeing, the 7 and 8 are in the national championship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody that was in top 4, like got the buys. They're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, do you think they should have started this X amount of, let's say 10 years ago? They should have started this.
Well, there was always something stopping it, and it was always just how it's all a money thing. And them just trying to figure it out, like not losing the Orange Bowl and the Rose Bowl. So they had to figure all that out. But it just seems like just nowadays, whatever we want, we're getting. Whatever we want, we're getting. So they're fucking making it happen. And it's like, oh, you know what? Oh, well, it didn't happen back then, but it's like now kids are getting paid. That dude's going to make $4 million in Florida, the Georgia kid. Beck, Carson. Yeah, is it Carson Beck?
Yeah, Carson Beck.
Yeah, I don't like that dude. But anyways, he's going over there. He's going to make $4 million. And it's just like, you got to love it because now it's like they're staying back. They're getting their degree. They're still getting paid. It's nice to see. It's nice to see, these dudes fucking getting looted up.
Yeah, actually I seen that Beck is getting paid $4 million to go to Miami.
And that's the most. Is that the most a kid has ever gotten? Because
I think for this 1 year it might be.
Because you're thinking Archie's got to be getting more, but like when they brought this up, this was like a big deal. Like, yo, this dude's getting $4 million. So and Will Levis is like $800,000.
So that $4 million is Christian Gonzalez from the Patriots, Brock Bowers, and Brock Purdy's salary combined.
Damn.
So this ugly motherfucker is going to go Miami.
Go to Miami, yeah.
Live the best life.
Yeah.
Well, I believe his girlfriend is on some type of basketball. Is she on the basketball team or something like that over there?
For Miami?
Yeah. Like she's part of something in Miami. So he's going over there.
I wonder if he's a Miami kid.
All
those quarterbacks are from Texas. I bet she's from Texas.
Texas, California, and Florida seems like produce the most quarterbacks. It's like Bryce Young, Southern California kid.
Southern Cali, yeah.
C.J. Stroud too.
They're all playing at those Matter Days. They're all those state championships.
St. John Bosco's. All those, and they just had a full squad. So the Southern California football teams for high school, they have like a college offensive lines.
Yeah,
like I was watching the state championship, and all these kids are like 6'5", 6'4", like 300 pounds already, bro. It's like, where do you finding these kids?
So like when you're a lineman and you're 6'4", 6'5", 6'2", 6'3", and you're going against little Timmy, does little Timmy ever beat you that game? No. So you're just pushing him down. Like he's not doing a technique on you and he almost got you? Or is it just...
You can see the technique, but little Timmy's getting smashed in the game, you know what I mean? His fucking dad's up there in the stands. He's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But I'm not the biggest lineman in the world. Like I wasn't the biggest lineman, but I had smaller guys going against. Yeah. And besides just the speed difference, because like when you're going against a guy that's fucking a defensive lineman that's 6'2", like 270 pounds, you're not really worried about the speed. Yeah. But when you see the smaller guys, then that's when you got to worry about it. But they're just light, so you just kind of handle them and whatever the hell you want to do with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? But but these high school kids, like in that whole offensive line that Matter Day has, they're all D1. All of them have scholarships already.
Jeez.
They're all going somewhere. You know what I mean?
So that running back just toting the rock.
Yeah, I think that running back is he actually had a full ride to Oregon.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's going to Oregon, and like, bro, that whole offense is loaded with D1 talent, and you know.
So Oregon gets those kids.
Oregon gets getting those kids.
Yeah,
so
Oregon, USC.
I don't know how many. Actually, USC, for some reason, for being an LA school, they don't get a lot of those kids. I mean, I think Oregon takes a lot of them, because I think Oregon's just the destination for a lot of kids because the cool fucking uniforms. They get new shoes every week, and
new uniforms, new shoes, new helmets,
like every week.
Like over there at the Rose Bowl, dude, those dudes look so fly, dude.
Yeah, that's what I think I texted you. I said, dude, these guys look so fucking sick.
Yeah.
These dudes, and then they're out there just getting slaughtered. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, wardrobe and everything, but I mean, it was just, that was upsetting to see them fucking really get their ass kicked like that.
Damn, this is upsetting right here though. 27-9. Fuck, man. Who would have thought? Now it's like Sam Darnold. Like, does Shanahan want Sam Darnold again now?
No, he does not want Sam Darnold. I think nobody wants.
So
Sam
what do you
Darnold.
think with that though? Like, he says that Brock Purdy is going to be his guy, but do you think he's going to pay him this year, or is he going to have him at the minimum again?
No, he's going to be the minimum again.
That's fucked up, huh?
That is fucked up, but I think he's going to have the minimum again.
And then what? And then he's going to decide then?
Honestly, I think this is a league now where players control everything.
Yeah.
I think Brock could just sit out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, dude, he's a total team player, man. It's like I was going at it with one of my coaches, just talking about the situation, and what happens? He gets hurt. He gets Tommy John against Philly. Fucking Reddick fucking kills him, and that could have been tragic. You know what I mean? Like him never coming back or whatever, and him never getting paid. And then, I mean, if you think, dude's kind of one hit away from that happening again, and then, like, he still ain't getting paid. He has Toyota money, but it's not $50 million a year Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, no.
I
mean, didn't he hurt his elbow again at the end of the year? That's why he wasn't playing, right?
Yeah, he might have, yeah.
Yeah, because I think he was out the last 2 games because of an elbow injury.
Yeah, I mean, for being a Niners, I hate all Niners. I kind of liked his story. I was like, fucking little baller, dude. That sucked he got hurt, but he came back. But yeah, man, fucking, I don't know what they're going to do with that dude, man. I really don't.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, I think it's such a player league now. If he wants to just sit out and say, I don't.
Yeah.
Pay me.
Yeah.
I think they had no choice because who's their backup? I don't even know their backup.
They had fucking astronaut boy.
Astronaut boy.
You don't know who Astronaut Boy is?
No, who's the Astronaut Boy?
The albino. What's his name? He was on the Saints last year. Remember, he was cutting up with the Saints last year. God, dude, I don't remember his damn name. See, that's why fucking Fish needs to be here. Mr. Know-It-All would know who it is.
Albino boy?
Yeah, he's their third stringer. He was their third stringer, second stringer, and he went off last year. But like for the Saints or something like that. Oh, what is his damn name? Oh my goodness. Why don't I remember? Oh, jeez. Yeah, he was on the Saints and he was an ex freaking he's like an astronaut. There we go. 49ers, Bills, 49ers. Yeah, that's a good one. Damn, why can't I come up? Dobbs. Dobbs. He's not albino. I think he's an albino.
You talking about the utility guy?
Yeah. This guy.
Albino. Yeah, he is an albino.
Oh,
he is an albino a little bit.
Yeah, he was. I don't know why they called him the astronaut, but yeah, that's their backup, dude.
I couldn't think of who their backup was.
Worth the wait,
Fucking Fucking Dobbs, that is their backup, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
my God.
And you know what? You know, after there was one time where Purdy got hurt, and it didn't even go to Dobbs. It went to the other dude. I forgot who it was, but the last couple games, I think he played for Purdy.
Yeah, no. Now that I think about it, yeah, Dobbs did play. He did play because I remember when he first came out, then he started going in. He was kind of running the ball a little bit, just doing little antics.
And was he the Saints?
I think he was. Actually, I don't remember his last team, but I know for sure he was on the Vikings, right?
Oh, maybe it was the Vikings. Fucking guys, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's the definition of a
man. What if the
journeyman
Raiders
player.
got Flacco?
Flacco?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. But man, so is Sanders supposed to be a top quarterback going, and Cam? So those are the first two quarterbacks going.
I see a lot of people actually say they have what's the name? I don't know if you heard of him. Dart. He's from Ole Miss.
No.
They said they actually have him higher on the board
than those dudes. So he's the number one dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't say number one.
Everybody in front of the Raiders want a quarterback. Like New England, New England.
New England has May.
Yeah, May and the fucking orange ball, fucking Milton.
Yeah, the Bazooka
Dude,
Bazooka Joe. I do. Man. Bazooka Joe's my guy. I think
he's been my dude when I seen him throwing orange 100 yards. I was like, how is he not getting drafted?
But you know what's funny? Like, I think that's another thing too. I think another team could actually trade a pick for Bazooka Joe,
getting him
because I mean, his last game that he played for the
he
Patriots,
was like 10 for 12.
Yeah, 10
he
for
went
12.
Off. They were supposed to lose.
They said he threw the highest, the fastest ball. It was like 62 miles per hour. Like, and it was a dart, right?
And he's
for a
big
touchdown.
and tall, huh?
Yeah. He's, I think he just had a little bit of accuracy issue in college, but that dude could fucking launch a ball like nobody.
I feel like he was a kid that he went here, got benched. He went here, and then Hooker took his job and went off. And then, like, right in the bowl season, Hooker either got hurt or was like, yo, I'm going pro. So Milton got to go play the Pro Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and fucking went off.
Yeah. Well,
like, yo, who is this dude? And then he got to start all of his last year. You know? And he still fucking went 5th, 7th, 6th round.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. For the longest, I like Joe. I think Joe's dope. Joe, if you hear this, you're fucking dope. Bro.
Yeah.
He's to me, he just had that cannon. I mean, he was always just bombing them, bro.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, he's another player. Him and the other dude on the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, or was that his name? J.J. McCarthy, the
Michigan kid.
Yeah, Michigan kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he just sitting bench behind Darnold.
Okay.
I mean,
he's not injured. He can go.
He could go.
He can go.
They just, I mean, Darnold just
Darnold went off.
Darnold went off, so then he was just the starter. But I think they were taking the route, like I was saying, like should the Raiders take a vet, have a guy sit bench behind him and kind of pick up and learn,
and then pick up a kid.
Well, then that's when Darnold just fucking kind of went off.
And JJ went early then. Was he a 1st rounder?
Nah, he wasn't a 1st rounder.
No?
I don't believe so. But after today,
just think he's sitting on Jefferson. Is Jefferson gonna stay?
Yeah, Jefferson is locked down, I think, for so I mean, you want Sam Darnold starting, or you want fresh new toy just sitting there? You know what I mean? It's just, now this really got something to think about. I mean, you could do good all during the season.
Yeah.
But when it comes to playoff time, they, people want to see a change. They want to, especially like someone like the Vikings. You know what I mean? They,
Would you be mad if Raiders got Sam Darnold?
I don't want to see that. I do not want to see that. I would love to see the Raiders pull off fucking Cam Ward, get someone like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't know if Brady's the type that wants somebody. Does he look at somebody just like him? Like, I want to groom somebody that was just like me.
Yeah.
I mean, but
because that's what's next is him winning a Super Bowl.
Yes.
That way.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I mean, because I don't want Sam Darnold whatsoever. Look at him right now, 22 for 35, 224, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he's down 927. And look at right here, a losing team, 13 carries, 48 yards. Aaron Jones.
How many?
48 yards, 13 carries.
Damn. Fuck. And what did Williams get?
Williams right now has 16 carries for 76 yards.
Okay. Oh man, Philly got Rams. Philly and LA rematch. I think Saquon went for like. Me and G were debating on going to that game, and I think Saquon has a career game. And man, I mean, because every time Philly came down, like we're going to San Diego, we're going to Oakland Coliseum, we're going to Candlestick, and it just someone's always playing softball or baseball where we can't do it.
Yeah,
and fucking we just somehow missed it, and it's like Saquon, has a fucking goes nuts.
So let me ask you, fast forward to next weekend, right? Next Saturday, you got the Commanders and Lions.
So Commanders and Lions, you got to go Detroit. Yeah, I'm thinking Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Landslide or no?
Detroit's ready. It's going to be fucking cracking. It's probably going to be a little too much for Jalen Daniels and Robinson and Scary Terry. It's going to be 14-0 fast. Real fast. So, yeah, I think Detroit's going to smack them. Good year. Probably rookie of the year for Jaden Daniels. Definitely rookie of the year for offensive rookie of the year. But, I think his season's coming to an end next week for sure.
I can see the 14-0 jump pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't look at the Commanders defense and think
the
world of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got a couple of good pieces. They got a little bit of some aging players on their roster, but
and Lions got a really good D. Right?
Yeah, the Lions will put pressure on you. They got
safeties.
The defensive line. I mean, man, if they still had Hutchinson, if he was still 100% healthy, dude, that defense would be pretty turned up right now. Okay, so Lions over the Commanders.
Yeah, I think Lions are taking them out.
So then you got Chiefs, Texans,
and
Arrowhead.
Yeah. Kind of same thing, same story with C.J. Stroud that Jaden Daniels is kind of going through. He was offensive rookie of the year last year, right? C.J. Stroud has to be, right?
C.J. was.
But yeah, man, I mean, another good year. Took a big step. I think that team's going to be good going forward with all these young bucks. Decent wide receiving core, but it's just Patty's Patty, Travis and Andy Reid and defensive coordinators shutting it down, and what was that, Spagnolia? Spags. Yeah, I think KC takes them out.
Prediction score?
I even think even on the Detroit game, I think Jaden Daniels, they'll fight back, but it's just fourth quarter they'll take it out. So Detroit, Washington, let's go 35-24, and then Kansas City, Texans, let's go 16-28. Kansas City, yeah.
Nice. So switching over, Sunday, Rams, Eagles.
Fuck, man. Shit. I'm trying to see, was Puka even playing that game? Man, I hope these guys were just full throttle that game because Philly completely handled them. It's going to be rocking in Philly, man. The quarterback, the coach of the Rams, I got mad love for that guy. That guy's a good coach. But just kind of like LaFleur, our guy, our defensive coordinators should be able to kind of chess play with those dudes and go heads up with these guys, man. I'm thinking Philly, Jalen goes off. Before Jalen got the concussion, man, it was like, all right, he's back. So I'm thinking they had a big tough game against the Packers, and these guys just kind of steamroll these dudes. Defense gets 4 or 5 sacks, 2 turnovers. I think Philly wins I think Philly wins 24-10.
24-10?
Yeah.
Well, you guys did play him earlier this year.
Yeah.
Saquon, 26 carries for 255.
255.
And 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, 6 catches, 109.
Yeah.
And a touchdown.
Yeah, it was one of those games that you should have drove 5 hours to watch, and I didn't.
And just like we talked about earlier, Jalen with his normal game, 15 for 22, 179, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, 15 for 2. So that's that Lamar game that he just had.
He had that Lamar
right?
game.
Yeah. And then what was Stafford? Like, did Puka play?
Puka did play. He had 9 receptions for 117, 0 touchdowns.
Man, so he went off.
Then you had Cup for 860 and 1 touchdown.
860 and 1 touchdown, man. So shit, man. And then we just held the rundown. Running back didn't go off.
Williams had 72 yards on 16.
What was the score?
37-20.
I was gonna say it was like a bend but don't break game, but they scored on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking Philly. Yeah.
I'm thinking Philly the same way. I think this game will kind of be a repeat. I see Saquon's heavy dose of Saquon. Heavy dose. I think that's Philly's key. That's the horse. They lived and died by him this whole year. He's got to keep riding him, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching their games all year, and it's like second quarter, halftime, I'm like going nuts. But it seems like even like yesterday, like Tom Brady was even saying, he goes, it's just like it's a 13-point game, but it seems like it's a 70-point game. You know what I mean? And that's what it kind of feels like, but it's like really a 6-point game, you know. But that's what kind of their style is, man. They just kind of just punch you out, and then just break you at the end. And totally in control. It's like it's their tempo, you know. So, yeah, man. Like I said, man, I just been nervous every game. Like last Sunday, yesterday was like the most nervous I've watched these dudes play in a long time, and it just kind of reminded me of that year that they won the Super Bowl. So, fuck, man, just one game at a time. Even though it was an ugly game, I think they could kind of go over there and handle these dudes.
Actually, yeah, Lil G actually texted me the other day, and he says he misses the intensity of playoff baseball, and I told him I don't, because every day the Dodgers are playing, I just want to throw up. You know what I mean? Like even though I know they had one of the best chances ever to win in this World Series, but you just never know. You know, when you're a fan of that team, it's like, especially with the Dodgers, there was so many heartbreaks over the last fucking 7 years that I've seen, like where we should have won, getting knocked out, whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna just say that, you know, we had this already won. Every especially in the World Series, every game was kind of tough. You know what I mean? Especially that last game, we went down 5-0, fifth inning, and then everything just went bonkers for the Yankees and whatnot. But
insane.
I don't miss that feeling, and but I do love watching all these teams, and you know, seeing your team and seeing the Chiefs play. I mean, it's just fucking awesome. Like I said, I'm just a fan of football. Like I said, I call myself a Raider fan, but overall, I'm just a football geek.
Sports,
you know? You know, I just
sports,
love that.
Yeah.
So on Sunday night, we got the last game for Ravens and Bills. 2 MVP candidates, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
Damn, this one's going to be a hard one to pick, but I mean, I really think it's going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be Philly and Baltimore, but that'll be tough. But yeah, I think it's Baltimore's year, man. I think this could be their year to beat Kansas City. I think this could be their year that Lamar could kind of do his thing and kind of get past what he's been trying to get, because I don't think he gotten far in playoffs in the recent past. So, yeah, man, I hope he goes on a run, man. I like that team. I like D. Henry. I like Hamilton. I like Harbaugh. You know, tough fought game. Where is this game going to be in Buffalo?
It is going to be in Buffalo. The game is in Buffalo. Actually, I'm kind of surprised on this one. They said Baltimore is actually favored by 1.
Wow. Let me go. I'm going to go 31-28 Baltimore. Yeah. Yeah, sending Superman home. MVP. I think winner of this is going to be our MVP. I think it's just Lamar, man. I think it's just too much, man. I mean, even though the Bills are that team, man, they got a decent running back. And dude just having that MVP year. But, I don't know, man. Fuck, dude, it's gonna be a good game. That Sunday is gonna be fucking insane.
I don't know why I'm not a believer in the Bills, man. I just think every year there's kind of just like fraudulent. Or I mean, you can't say they're fraudulent because they do win every year. They always have a winning record, and I mean they always have over 10 wins per year. I mean, but it's just
good coach.
Good
got
coach.
A decent coach. Yeah,
they just can't get over that hump. I mean, especially in the division, you're going against Patty, and how do you get over that? You know what I mean? I mean, they came close, but I mean, they just couldn't do it. Wow, this is total over under. It's only 51.5.
But that's kind of a high point spread, right? Compared to games in the 50s, that's usually
combined score 51.5.
Because what did I say? 31-28. So that's what, 59.
Yeah.
And what's the 50?
51.5.
Yeah.
Would you take the over on that?
Yeah, but for some reason, this would be probably like 10-7 first half. Damn, man, we got some good football games coming up, man.
See, this is kind of.
Yeah, I think I got to go Baltimore.
The same thing with Detroit and Commanders. Over under 55.5.
55, huh? Yeah.
And they got Detroit favored by 8.5.
Jeez. Damn.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's 8.5 is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
That 0.5 will get you.
Yeah.
That point got me numerous times. Texans Chiefs. Chiefs favored 7.5.
Texans Chiefs 7.5. Yeah. Damn.
41.5.
I think you could take that, man.
7.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Actually, you know what? I'd probably take the Texans to cover that.
So it's
spread.
gonna be a close game. Then you got, huh? Who do you get on those?
I'm going Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm going Chiefs to go all the way. I think they're going to win it all. I do got the Lions. Over the Commanders. Eagles over the Rams, and you're definitely going Ravens over the Bills. I think we might get a repeat of the game earlier with the Ravens and Bills. Ravens demolished them. Yeah, and I think we might get. I think I'll see the same thing, but in Buffalo though, I mean, man, it's always tough. I know Josh Allen's gonna put some shit at his ass and crazy plays and whatnot, but I do think Henry is gonna have at least 2 touchdowns in that game, over 100 yards. I know McDermott is gonna trying to draw some crazy defense to try to stop him, but it's just too hard when you got another element with Jackson running too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just you got to worry about both, and in passing too. I mean, how many passing touchdowns did he have this year? Like over almost 40 something. Like,
damn.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, and he just flicks that ball, dude.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
His passing has got so superior now compared to what it was, and I mean, pretty much proved everybody wrong and calling him just not being a pocket passer, being a runner and whatnot. But I mean, he's definitely elevated his game.
Yeah, man, we're in a store of some good ass football coming up. I'll be in AZ, man. I want to give a shout out to these kids that I'm taking out there. Legends are bringing 4 teams. We got some studs out there. We got a lefty kid from Wilcox, 6'3". Good pitcher, good first baseman. Dude hits bombs. I got a kid in his sophomore. I feel like his freshman year at Harker had like the most strikeouts a freshman had. I don't know if it was all time or this year. Have him going out there. We got a group of sophomores that are just balling. Kind of like one of the biggest showcases for high school kids. If you're a dude in high school, you're at the MLK tournament in Arizona, or you're at the one in Florida. So they get to play on some of the best fields. Last year, one of our kids, we were just talking about it today at practice, one of our kids, a Homestead kid, we were playing a Washington team, and everybody on the Washington team was all committed to UW, Central Washington, Puget Sound. Just the whole team was all committed. They had scouts behind them. And one of our kids, our starter, didn't have his best stuff. So we brought in the lefty, big kid. He's probably 6'2", 6'3", from Homestead, and just went out there and just cut him up. Cut him up, man. I feel like he had 7 to 10 strikeouts. He had swag, and it was 4-0 right away. They put 4 on our starter, and then we went to our boy Logan, and then dude just striking him out with the fastball, striking him out with the curveball. Just all his stuff was working. And about a week later, got a call from Central Washington, D2, and got a scholarship to go play ball there. So this is kind of like one of those showcases where, like, hey, you go ball out and beat, the right team, maybe the right guys watching you and, getting you out of your neighborhood to go play baseball, So, yeah, big shout out to my teams that are going out there. Hopefully by next podcast, we can see who posted up and, who did their thing, So, but yeah, man, much love to those kids, and hope they have a good time out there and they go ball out.
Most definitely. Always got to give you a shout out to these kids coming up. I mean, they are the future.
For sure.
You know what I mean? This is
Yep.
This is what we love to talk about. We love to see the kids grow and reach new heights, man. I mean, that's the goal. We love to see kids from around the city,
Yep.
all over the Bay Area, even kids all the way to LA. Like, love seeing kids from California just make it.
Yeah, sure.
It's just awesome, man.
Yeah.
But this is gonna wrap up for the first episode of the Guru's Press Box. George, Coach G, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
And on to the second episode. We out.